This time on Vintage Steel Garage, I'm going to show you how to fit Powerflex bushes into your Porsche lower control arms. So here we are at the Vintage Steel World Headquarters. I've got the suspension arms off, and these are what they call the track control arms, lower control arms. Some people call them coffins, I presume because it looks a bit like a coffin. Anyway, I've taken these off, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to fit these Powerflex bushes in. And the reason I'm doing this, I'm not just buying new control arms, is basically the new control arms are probably £150 each for the Porsche ones. There's some copy ones that are about £80 each, and then there's some no-name ones which are about £40 each on eBay. And really thinking about it, Porsche will have gone through a lot of testing on these, a lot of stress testing on the aluminium on the casting, a lot of testing on the ball joints and on the bushes, and I don't really want to buy some aftermarket made in China cast suspension arm that could have some damage or problems. So I've cleaned all these up. I've made sure that the ball joints are nice and tight and not slack. You can see they're nice and stiff. Everyone likes it stiff. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put new Powerflex bushes in. Now these I've ordered, they've arrived, they come in a nice fancy package. They're not exactly cheap, but then again, I think this works at about £150 for all the bushes for this end. So this is the inner end, this is the outer end. So what we've got the inner bush, two in there, so these are the inner bush at this end, this is the inner bush, sorry, and then this is the outer bush. So that's called TCA outer bush. So I think if that'll focus in on there, TCA outer bush Powerflex, and then that's the TCA inner bush. Now they've got a road version of this and a track version. I'd recommend just the road version if you're on the road, or else it'll be too hard. So basically this is going to be taken out, pushed out of here, and then we're going to put this in. And basically, because this is purple, it's probably going to increase the cornering stability, and it'll easily add 50 brake horsepower. So I'm going to put those in there. No one's going to go in there. That's purple. The rear end ones, these are black, so these will probably only add 30 brake horsepower. So these are going to push in there either side, and then it has a stainless steel insert that you've got to drift through the middle, and that does feel tight, so that's going to be interesting to get in. But there is a bit of lube, because everyone likes a bit of lube when it's tight. So we'll follow the instructions for those, if there are any. No, there aren't. Obviously they're tailored for a man. No instructions, who needs those? I'm sure we'll work it out. Oh, there's something there. General fitting instructions. For general fitting instructions, assistance, fitting guide on the technical website. Alright, so you've got to go to a website. Well, I'm sure we'll work it out. So basically what you get in the kit: two inner bushes, two outer bushes, bit of lube, and then we've also got some anti-roll bar bushes here, and you'll see those are ribbed on the inside. So, and there's also a bit of lube with those in case they're a bit tight to get in. So we've got those bushes, these bushes to get together. Now I dare say the proper way to get these out is to probably put this in a nice oven, get it to about 150, 200 degrees. The metal will expand, and then with a hydraulic press push the bush out. There's three reasons I'm not going to do that. First reason is my wife will kill me if I put it in the oven. Second reason is I haven't got a press to put them out. And the third reason is, well, I can't remember the third reason anyway. It'll come to me in a minute. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it the flame and fire way. Heat them up and whack them out. So a bit of heat and a hammer. This may take some time. I think a bit of lubricant is required. What could possibly go wrong now? Lubricant and flames. Where the hell's that gone now? Would appear that flame and hammering are not the solution. What is the solution is a bit of applied logic and a bolt and a suitably sized socket to drive it out. I think it's yielding, it's coming out. So there we go. Bush removed. So let's have a think about this. Maybe heat's a technique with this one. Try a bit of brute force and flames. That's one. Oh, she's coming. You want to go to a nice medium rare and then pop it off. Gone. So now what we're going to do is get the inner part out of it. The outer part of the bush, you'll see, we'll get all this rubber out. All rubber, gone, pretty perish, you can see inside, or maybe that's just me trying to get it out. Gone, dead. But now we've got this steel inner, I don't think you can see that too well. That's got to come out, so I've got to try and think of how to get that out. Now what I'm going to propose is make a neat saw cut in here just to go through the ring. I think I'll open the door since I'm choking. That's a smelly one. That's rubber burning, by the way. So just going to do a gentle cut in here, not to cut through the arm, just enough through the steel. So it's going to be super observant on where I'm cutting. There, just feel it break through. Let's get you in here so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm just cutting through this outer ring there. So take the blade off and just get this round here like this. So you can just see I've just cut through there, and then this is the outer ring of the bush, and now it's lost its, I've taken that out. It should come out. There's this metal elastic bush, so this was it. Jesus, that's hot. Metal elastic bush here, this is the outer. This had the rubber in, like this, and this hot mama. Whoa, that's warm. That was round like that, there, and then that went round there, and then the whole lot was pushed in. So we're going to replace this worn bush with the purple bush. Everyone likes a purple bush, so we're going to replace it with this purple bush, and that is guaranteed to improve handling and add 50 brake horsepower. So that out, that in. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to clean up these holes here. Well, that one's quite clean, to be honest. Let's get it to focus. That one's pretty clean, nice clean hole. That one is a bit of a dirty hole, so I'm going to clean that one up, and then I can poke the bush in the hole. So I'm on to the second arm now. She's needed a little bit more heat than the other one. Just protect the ball joint, you don't want to melt that. So it's nice and warm now. Got the flaming bush. Need to give it a bit of the old upward EBGB and give it a good old to the point that you're nearly lifting the bench off the wall. Oh, something's coming out the other end. There you go, she's gone. I win. Oh, I'm going to have to speed this up, this is really dull, it's even boring me. Now you can see here that there must be a bit of play to allow moisture to have got down there. To allow moisture to have got down there. Decided to corrode the inside of it, and I think that's probably also where it's got a bit of the old squidgy widgy suspension when pushed. Okay, so I've cleaned one of the suspension arms up. This one came out nice straight away. This one needed a little bit of work. You can see a little bit of sort of what looks like distortion around here. And what I think I've worked out is, I think after this has been made, this has been welded round here and then machined flat. Maybe just for a bit of added strength, because it's the same on all of them. And you can just see the odd blobs of welds here. So I'll clean that up, and that's ready for the new bush to go in. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to try the inner one first. So that needs a bit of this PTF grease assembly, screw it in on the outside of it liberally. Push this in. I don't have fancy vice protection, so I've just got a bit of 2-inch angle cut up so the actual teeth don't dig in on here. So I'll just try pushing this in and see how this goes. So I'm just going to put a little bit of this on the outside, bearing in mind this needs to do 2 of them. And I think I'm going to push it in from this back edge, so I'll just put a bit round the rim there. And then just a bit on this outer edge. I think this is going to be the difficult bit, getting this to slide over. I think the key to this is going to be trying to get it in square, so it'll push in square. There we go. Now to get the last bit to pop through, I'm just going to try a larger socket. Let's see if I can find one. I think I'm going to do it by hand. Oh, did. There we go. In. And purple means an extra 50 brake horsepower. So I'm just going to pop the inner bit in. Same technique. Bit of lube on it. Oh, and in she goes. There we go. So there's the inner one in. I'm expecting the outer one to be a bit of a pig. Same again, we need to try and break these out. These are basically going to go in by hand. So, bit of the old greasy 2 around the sides, bit on the edge. Oh, look, fell in. Which is sort of what you'd expect. So that's that gone in. Crease the inner. I'm still thinking this is probably going to have to be driven in. Oh no. I think I got it through the first bush but not the second. So I'm going to just get it in the vise now. Drive it all the way through. But not do that. Yes, that's a lot better. So there we go. Second time round, that is how you fit bushes. So to summarise, I've fitted the new Powerflex bushes. Knowing what I know now, having never done them before, take you about an hour to strip a side off, put the new poly bushes in and put a side back on. Now Porsche are quite clever in fact that the arms here, these are the front arms but the rear arms are identical. So it's fairly easy to do once you've got the hang of it and you've done one corner, you can do the other 3 corners quite easy. Now I actually got the prices slightly wrong. I looked online and the Porsche ones are about £300 each. The German made copies are at about £90 each, and then you can get some on eBay where they're about £90 for 2. I've got no evidence that proves this or anything, but just my sort of gut feeling, if your ball joints are good when you take them off, I'd go for polybush them. If you buy the standard Porsche ones, obviously they're £300 odd each, £600 for a front end. It's going to cost you a lot of money. These polybushes, these are about 50 quid for the fronts and about 60 for the rear, so £110 for a front axle compared to either 600 for the Porsche arms or 160 for the German copy ones. Let's face it, the German copy ones probably are the Porsche ones, just not Porsche branded. So £50 less, you've got to do a bit of work, but at least you know you've got uprated bushes as well. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go out for a road test on it, and probably, if it's good, do the same on the back. But I'll do a separate video showing you refitting these back on the car, because I've also got a problem with the wheel hubs where the studs are pulled out for the calipers, which is a sort of a known Porsche bugbear. I didn't know till I started on it. So I'll do a separate episode for that. So thanks for watching. I'm also going to put a link up here to show you how to actually remove the arms and fit them back in. There's a channel called, I think it's Franny and Heidi, or Heidi and Franny. A lady, she's done a very good video showing you how to take the Porsche Boxster arms off and refit them. I can't better that video, so there's no point in me trying to repeat something that's out there already. I was just showing you how to fit the poly bushes. Hopefully I'll keep the video to about 20 minutes long, because I think that's about the attention span for most people while they're doing the Google research in the throne room. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe, please like, and as I say, purple means an extra 50. Come on man, you may be showing people how to do this.